What up? What up? Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you're coming from. Happy Friday. This is Kay from In the Basement, another episode of In the Basement for Next Step. I am the co host of that great dynamic duo of In the Basement for Next Step. Casey, we're doing week 6. A lot of other things have been happening during the week, of course. How's everybody doing today? Happy Friday. In the basement. Phone number you can reach us at 302-844-8275. On Instagram, you can hit us up at in underscore the period basement underscore podcast. Also, you hit us up on YouTube in the basement podcast and also on Facebook in the basement podcast. Sounds so good you got to name it twice. How's everybody doing today? Welcome to another Friday. What's up, B? You know what? Shout out to my man B. You guys got the Browns. You guys got the Browns on Sunday and whatnot. We're going to get into that a little bit later. It should be a win for you guys. You're just coming back. Also, you want to be happy. You want to be proud of me, B. I actually went 1 for 10. I actually went 1 for 10 from the field today on a Friday morning runs. I literally missed like 9 shots in a row, and then after that, I might have hit like maybe 1 or 2, after that. Ask Chuck. Chuck will tell you. Ask Chuck about the fadeaway that I shot in the game. Ask Chuck. Like you're gonna have a story. But what's up, everybody? Let's just get into it. Unfortunately, we have some news about my beloved Jets, and the Jets have actually parted ways with Robert Saleh after a 2-3 record this year after the first 5 games. Now, my question is this: now, was it Robert Saleh's fault? You Thank you, B. Thank you, B. I'm just trying. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to stay relevant out here. I'm, you know. I'm trying to get those kinks out and stuff like that. So, but yeah, it was some good games. It was definitely some good games. Definitely some good games. Just replying to me. Definitely some good games. Hopefully, I get a chance to shout out to Darnell with your Bears. Yeah, your Bears are actually looking good out there. Yeah, actually, I thought you guys were going to stink it up. Actually, I got you guys winning on Sunday over there in London. Speaking of which, don't forget to get your fantasy lineups out there for Sunday, because the whoever has like DJ Moore or whoever your favorite player on the Bears is, definitely get out there and get up there early in the morning, because they play at like 9:30, I think, if I'm not mistaken. We actually should have won that game last week, but let's get back to Robert Saleh and why he got fired. Now, a lot of people said it was already a post-dated pink slip. Some other people say for like political reasons and affiliations and things of that sort. I'm not going to jump into that. But I think that, to be honest with you, I think Aaron Rodgers has something to do with it, per se. I'm not pointing fingers at, who did it, but I think it was just because I don't think Aaron Rodgers they were actually like sinking, on the team. I don't think there was no type of like connection. Like, you remember when I believe they won, was it the Broncos game, or was it not the Broncos game, excuse me. Was it the Patriots game, or was it the Tennessee game when Aaron Rodgers and when Robert Saleh tried to embrace Aaron Rodgers. Shout out to Daryl. It says, sad but true, but Jacksonville doesn't lose in London, but we're going to change that. Hey, I hope so, man, because Jacksonville's every bit of what, 1-4. So you guys are what, 3-2? If I'm not mistaken, I think you guys were like 3-2. I have to look into that. Yeah, and they had that awkward embrace. Like Aaron Rodgers was being real diva-ish. Like pushing him away, like, no, you don't have to touch me and things of that sort. And shout out to Chuck, and shout out to E. E and Chuck are dedicated Jets fans with me, and they pretty much share the same sentiments as well. And a lot of people are saying, like, I'm not sure if Aaron Rodgers is a coach killer. He's a good leader. I mean, but if you're looking for a leader in that type of shout out to Daryl again, Aaron should have took the offensive staff to the cave. They would be on the same page. But what cave are you talking about? Are you talking about like Egypt? Because that's where he said he was. Like he says, he's like, "Where's Aaron Rodgers right now?" Didn't I say I was in Egypt? This is when he was supposed to do mandatory OTAs and stuff like that, mandatory practices and meetups. And he said he was in Egypt. I don't know, like Egypt, like is it Africa, Egypt, or are we talking like Egypt in in the back of his mind and stuff like that? I don't know. I don't know, Aaron. He's probably smoking that lie or whatever he was smoking, But but here in the basement, we don't condone any type of banned substances and things that may alter, alter your mental status, But anyway, whatever. It must have been for where I think he must have got that gas from like Mount Airy and Stanton or something like that. Whoops, didn't mean to put you guys out there. But anyway, speaking of gas, right? This is totally off the subject. I'm not sure if you guys listen to Jaguar Wright and some of her tirades and stuff like that. Now, shout out to Dr. Kyle because Dr. Kyle had me cracking up yesterday. If you get a chance to get on YouTube, if you're not doing anything and you want to be entertained, I'm not sure if you guys listen to Star and Buck Wild back in the day, but Star has his own channel on YouTube, and the great the great Jaguar Wright called up there going about different conspiracy theories and talking about like Jay Z and Barack Obama and Malcolm X and how all of them, being compared to one another. So, and what I love about Star, shout out to Star, man. I've been a long time fan of the Star and Buck Wild show, even when it was on Power 99 before he got taken off, unfortunately. But it was hilarious. Man, I just love the way that Star took control of the conversation because Jaguar Wright was about to get on her. She's about to get on her little soapbox and start cussing and acting a fool and start talking about Jay Z. And Star knows Jay Z personally. He's also like, I'm not saying he's a fan. He probably is a fan of Jay Z per se, but he's an admirer of Jay Z as well. And it was just hilarious how Jaguar Wright was popping off like just so aggressive. And then next thing you know, like Star just literally took control of the conversation. If you get a chance to listen to it, go to I think it's the hour and 20, probably like the hour and 20-minute part of the show. And I guarantee you, and I was skeptical because Kyle was like, yeah, okay, just maybe, big bro, just when you get to the 120 part, just sit back and listen. It's classic Star, from Star and Buck Wild. But you just listen to it, you will be entertained. And I guarantee I was not. I was entertained. Um, who's going to do better this week? Shout out to Joshua. Who's going to do better this week? Jaden Daniels or Josh Allen, Tank Dell or Brian Thomas Jr. Who we? You know what? Tank Dell actually sat. He was in my on my sit list last week. So I think Tank Dell should be okay. I'm going to do Tank Dell this week. In regards who's going to do better this week, Jaden Daniels or Josh Allen. Jaden Daniels because I think they play Baltimore this week, right? Yeah, Jaden Daniels. It's going to be the battle of the DMV. It's going to be Washington versus Maryland. You know what? Lamar Jackson's going to do good, but I think Jaden Daniels. I think he's going to show off out there. I got him showing off. I still have Baltimore winning, and once I go to my predictions and stuff like that, I see Jaden Daniels showing off. I see him showing off. Shout out to Joshua. Thank you for your question. Appreciate you, Joshua. Who's your squad to? Let me know who your squad is, and I'll definitely big them up. I don't care if you're a Tennessee Titans fan. It doesn't even matter. If you're an Eagles fan, you're an Eagles fan. If you're a Browns fan, you're a Browns fan. If you're a Minnesota Vikings fan, you're a Vikings fan. It is what it is. I'm a diehard Jets fan. It's a shame what happened to Coach Saleh because now, to be honest with you, Dr. Kyle and I, we were talking about that. It's pretty much all on Aaron Rodgers now. You got the people you want. You got, I think the interim coach is Ulrich, I believe. Is it Robert Ulrich or John Ulrich? I think it's John because Robert Ulrich is the actor. Also, you got Nathaniel Hackett. He's been demoted to offensive coordinator. I thought he was going to be coach, but I don't think, Aaron Rodgers wants him as coach. So, I mean, Aaron Rodgers is being a superstar, doing superstar things pretty much. You're getting coaches fired. You're getting people who you want, in your on your on the coaching staff, kind of like I hate to say in the NBA, kind of like Giannis. Giannis did the same thing. I don't know what happened with between Giannis and Adrian, and Coach Griffin, but he was just like, look, man, like I don't like the way he's talking to us. I don't like the way he's talking to me. As a matter of fact, I don't like the way that he's making my brother produce. So therefore, I'm going to get him out of here. Out goes Adrian Griffin. In comes Doc Rivers. I don't know what's going to happen with that. So, also speaking of which, college basketball schedules are out. If you're a college basketball fan, those college schedules are out. Get a chance to look them up. Women's and men's. We're big time Penn State women basketball fans, and the men's basketball team as well. I think they're coming. I think the Penn State men's basketball team are coming to the Palestra this year. I'm not too sure about that. They should, because they usually do that every year for some of the Philly players and stuff like that. Shout out to the Penn State men's basketball team. Also, shout out to the Penn State's women's basketball team. They actually gypped us this year, just due to the fact because USC is now in the Big Ten, and I thought we were going to see Juju Watkins, come to Happy Valley. My brother and I would have definitely made that trip because she's definitely worth the admission. But it turns out it's going to be an away game. They're going to USC to to play them, which kind of sucks, really. I actually went to see Juju in person. Shout out to Dr. Kyle. Dr. Kyle got a chance to see Juju in person, and and even though from what he told me, he said Juju had a subpar game. It wasn't classic Juju, but Juju was out there making it look real easy out there. So so shout out to USC, shout out to Penn State. The Boozer twins. Congratulations to Cameron and Caden Boozer of Columbus High School in Florida. You thought that they were going to go to the University of Miami? Nope, wrong, my brother. They're actually going to be going to. They're actually going to be going to Duke. They're going to follow in Daddy's footsteps. Carlos Boozer. Carlos Boozer was pretty much. I'm not sure he was like first or second team All American, or I know he was definitely first team All ACC at Duke. In his sophomore and junior and senior years. But congratulations to the Boozer twins. It's actually a lot of stress off of them because now you can just pretty much just concentrate on the rest of the year and playing. Also, fun fact. As a matter of fact, I remember Columbus High School. I think Columbus High School actually played MOTEP. I think it might have been the City of Palms Classic high school tournament last year. Shout out to RJ. Shout out to everybody over there. Shout out to the boys and girls teams at MOTEP. You guys are doing a great job over there. Great coaching, great players. I remember I'm not sure who they beat. I think they beat. I'm not sure if they beat them or they beat a team from Georgia to get the championship down there when they won that tournament. If anyone knows, just hit me up. 302-844-8275 with the answer, if you can. Also want to get more into the little high school questions too. I was in the barbershop not too long ago, and we were talking about like high school basketball and some of the better classes like McDonald's All-American classes, and we were talking about camps. Back in the day, and this is like whether it's like you're playing, in city leagues, you're playing AAU, church leagues, whatever the case may be. And even like if you're up there like in the high school rankings, it was more or less like we weren't seeing all these guys on YouTube and stuff like that. I want to sound like the angry old man on get off my porch. But this was back then when if you were ranked number one, then we're going to go out there and we're going to go play you. Or if you guys are in the same camp and you guys are ranked number one, we're going to play you. We're going to play you. We're going to be put on opposite teams. We're going to go against you just to see if you're that person. So just call in. Just let me know what was your favorite McDonald's All American class. And no, mine is like 95. It's just a special class. The 96 class, a lot of people argue about the 96 class, the 97 class, and the 95 class, which were the best classes of all time. There's some other classes in there too. We can get into those real quick. A lot of people are saying it's either the 95 squad, the '07 squad was really good. The 2004 squad was good as well. A lot of people say the '03 class because it was LeBron. Um, but yeah, I would say to me, I would say the best class is like 95 because I think they had like more pros that actually did a lot of things. They were like more relevant. Um, the '07 class was good too. And they pretty much everybody in that class, I think, like touched the the league floor, for a little bit. But I don't know. It's just something about that '95 class that just resonates more with me. Maybe because I'm a little bit older, but I've seen quite a few classes, and I think the '96 class would have been better than '95 only if Charles Hathaway and Ronnie Fields would have played in that game. If because Ronnie Fields, shout out to Ronnie Fields, Farragut's one of the best ever to do it at Farragut in Chicago. Shout out to Pastor Sean. He's a Chicago born, Chicago bred. Yeah, I think if the I think if Ronnie Fields, if unfortunately he got in that car accident, but I mean, I think that squad was already stacked per se, but I mean, I think Charles Hathaway and Ronnie Fields would have just really put it over the top. To be honest with you, a lot of people say that '96 class is better because they had Kobe, they had Bibby, Mateen Cleaves, Rip, Steven Jackson, Tim Thompson. I mean, it's a lot. It's star studded. I mean, but the '95 class has like Lewis Bullock, God Shamgar, Stephon Marbury, Chauncey Billups, B.J. McKee, Chris Clack, Derek Hood, Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett, Jelani McCoy, Robert Tractor Trailer, rest in peace, Sharif Abdul Rahim, Antoine Jameson, Luther Clay. I mean, it goes even the trash players in that class, like Sam Okie, and I like Sam Okie. Sam Okie played for the University of Wisconsin. He was tough, and I think after that he transferred, and then I think he transferred to like Iowa or something like that. But yeah, I just wanted to just like hear your guys' opinion on like what was the best high school class. Also, the WNBA finals were underway yesterday. I believe the Lynx actually won. Shout out to the Minnesota Lynx. Also, I believe the WNBA they're going to go to a 7-game format in the WNBA finals. It'll pretty much be best of 7 in the next year, which will be 2025. So look out for that. Excuse me. The NBA preseason has also started. It's been pretty good. A lot of players. Kawhi. They asked Kawhi, is he seems unimpressed with players that are playing right now in the preseason, like the Mo Bambas. What's the other guy's name? Norman Powell. All those other guys. He says he's unimpressed. I don't know why he says he's unimpressed, but whatever. Listen, all I need you to do, Kawhi, is just stay healthy. Just get us to the playoffs, and they'll take. Hopefully we can take care of the rest. The Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons is also starting to clap back now. This must be is this going to be the Ben Simmons redemption season? Like just like the Paul George tour. Remember that, the Paul George revenge tour? Is this going to be this year? Is this going to be the Ben Simmons revenge tour? Because a lot of people are really coming at him now because I think he's starting to see his Instagram comments. A lot of people are saying he's stealing money. This could go to someone else. You're trash. You don't shoot. You don't do this. But a lot of people fail to realize when Ben Simmons first got into the league, I mean, he was like one of the top, point forwards, in the game. Now, you could put him at point guard if you want. 6'9", Magic Johnson-esque. The only thing he just didn't do was shoot because I think he was more concerned about, helping out his teammate. I'm just shooting him bail here. He's just more interested in just getting his teammate the open shot, being more a facilitator. And I get that. I totally get that. People get on me, in the runs because I want the other guy to get his glory. I just set screens, get rebounds, play defense. I don't know if I was playing defense, this morning at the runs, but that's another story for another conversation. But yeah, Ben Simmons is like he's a nice guy, and sometimes nice guys get looked over on the court. They're not like as aggressive, but Ben Simmons is aggressive, and hopefully, I hope he gets back on the good foot. 'Cause I know he's had back problems and and foot problems and things of that sort. A lot of people say he has heart problems too because he ain't got no heart. and stuff like that. But hopefully, he can get back on a good foot and hopefully have like a nice productive NBA season. Because I mean, like Ben Simmons is talented. I mean, he's a little coddled, when he was in high school and college, but he's been holding his own in the league for a couple years. But I think when he had that fall off year when they went to the playoffs and he did that, he jumped in. I think he had an open shot, but he passed it up. I think that's when I think they were just through with him and stuff like that. So, but hopefully Ben Simmons has a good, has a also, congratulations to LeBron James and Bronny James. They were out on the floor together in preseason. Hopefully, they can get on the floor together in the regular season, kind of like how the Griffeys did in Seattle and in Cincinnati, with the being the only father and son duo to play on the same team and playing the same game as well. Also, high school basketball open runs. I think that's about done. I wish I would have got a chance to go to like Penn Charter. Shout out to Penn Charter. You guys are looking good over there. Shout out to Imhotep as well. You guys are looking good over there. Shout out to RJ doing big things over there. Hopefully I know his hand was bothering him a couple weeks ago. So hopefully he's speedy recovery. Hope he's back to good health and everything. Can't wait to see him at some of these preseason tournaments that are coming up come late October and November. Can't wait to see that. Also, J. Cole. If you're going to get a chance to listen to a little bit of J. Cole yesterday, shout out to Kyrie McKinney and the family of McKinneys, the McKinney 4 and the McKinney 5. Shout out because he actually sent it over to me. I actually got a chance to listen to it on Instagram. If you haven't, just go on YouTube or Instagram, look up J. Cole, Port Antonio. Definitely a good listen. Definitely a good listen. Hit that up. So now, definitely jumping into the NFL now. Since that Robert Saleh got let go, unfortunately, and I think that was unfair to him. Since he got let go, there are a couple other coaches there on the hot seat. This is just my sinister seven right here, who are like, listen, you lose a couple more games, you're going to get let go in the middle of the season. And and not a whole lot of coaches get let go in the middle of the season. That's like they usually wait until after the season is over. Usually what they call Black Monday, basically, which is I think that's once I believe it's the regular season is up. I think it's either the regular season and then they just let you go. Like they just send your stuff. A coach that's actually one of the coaches that are actually on the hot seat that I think, this is just my opinion. I don't these are not the same opinions that are shared around like the NFL and everybody else. Is just Casey's opinion, Casey the Jets fans' opinion. Besides Robert Saleh, Nick Sirianni, he's on the hot seat. I think they're 2-3. Doug Peterson is also on the hot seat for Jacksonville. Hopefully they can get a win to actually save them on Sunday over there in London. Or else, if he loses this game, they might as well just leave him over there in London and let him like do the London Football League or something like that. Kevin Stefanski from the Browns. I think he might. I mean, I'm not wishing any type of like termination of anyone's job or anything like that, but I'm not sure if the Browns are ready to move on from him in regards to how so much potential that the Browns had for the last 2-3 seasons. So I'm not sure if they're ready for a coaching change as of yet. Hopefully, if they can beat the Eagles, who knows? Maybe his job will be spared. Antonio Pierce for the Raiders. Excuse me. I mean, all I can say is Antonio Pierce got dealt with a bad hand from the get go. From the last year, his team wasn't doing so good. They just put him in there. It's kind of like you're at a nice fancy restaurant and the bill gets passed around and everyone just gets up and goes to the bathroom. They do a dine and dash on you and you're stuck with the bill. That's basically what happens. And you're in the middle of the Devontae Adams stuff. Where's Devontae Adams? He's not suiting up. He's not playing. So he's basically away from the team. He's not doing anybody any good. So, and Antonio Pierce has to pretty much scramble. They like the rest of the offensive, the offensive coordinator and the rest of the offensive staff. They're over there scrambling, trying to figure out who's going to be the quarterback, who's going to be wide out one, who's going to be wide out two. things of that sort. So hopefully all the best to Antonio Pierce. For the season for the Raiders. Mike McCarthy. Be honest with you, I mean, anytime you're a Dallas Cowboys head coach, you're always going to be on the hot seat. I mean, it is what it is. You lose one game, they're ready to axe you right there. And you could be 7-1. You could be 7-0, and you go 7-1. They're ready to get rid of you already. I mean, just sometimes it's not even fair. Dave Canales for the Carolina Panthers also been done a bad deal as well. The Panthers are rebuilding, so you might want to definitely give him a couple years, but they definitely put him on the hot seat, unfortunately, which is unfair. Dennis Allen as well. Now that New Orleans has cooled off, now they're starting to come right back down to reality. Who knows? Who knows? So, but yeah, that's just my lineup of coaches that are on the hot seat. Hopefully, everybody keeps their job. And also shout out to Rob Saleh. You definitely dignity, class act. Hopefully, I hope someone hires you as a coordinator somewhere, like maybe on the 49ers or something like that. Maybe a team that's going to go all the way, and you can just you can mail back your ring. Once you get it, hopefully. But yeah. So now we can go into week 6 predictions and scores. Unless I can do. As a matter of fact, you know what? Let me take a. Let me go back a little bit. Matter of fact, I'm going to do a sit-em for fantasy leagues out there. Shout out to anybody who's in any type of fantasy leagues. I'm actually in 3 fantasy leagues. Shout out to my fantasy football crew, the Gridiron Gurus, the Goodfellas League, and also the In the Basement Fantasy Football 2024. For the Gridiron Gurus, right now I'm on a 2-game win streak. I'm 3-2. Shout out in my Goodfellas League. Shout out to my man Reggie. I'm actually 0-5 with a undefeated 5-game loss streak. Losing streak, excuse me. And on In the Basement, Fantasy Football 24, I'm actually 2-3, and I made some really bad choices. So I'm probably going to be 2-4 coming up. So now for my sit-em for week 6, this is just my opinion on who I think should sit this week, just in case. For week 6 buys, teams that have week 6 buys would be the Kansas City Chiefs, the Los Angeles Rams, Miami Dolphins, and the Minnesota Vikings. So the Chiefs, of course, have Patty Mahomes, Kareem Hunt, Xavier Worthy, Travis Kelce. Those are the people worth, on your team. For Kansas City, of course, the Los Angeles Rams, Kyron Williams, Cooper Kupp. Everyone else is pretty much injured. Miami Dolphins, Devon Achane, excuse me, if I'm Achane. Am I pronouncing his name correctly? Devon Achane, excuse me. Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, of course, they're going to be out week 6 by Minnesota Vikings, Darnold, Aaron Jones, Justin Jefferson, and Georgia Addison. So just in case, get your lineup, get your lineup situated. So now, who I'm sitting in week 6 as a quarterback? I'm definitely going to sit Will Levis for Tennessee. They're playing the Colts. They're playing the Colts this week. I got the Colts. Just beating all up on that offensive line, and they're also going to get the win. Trevor Lawrence over there in Jacksonville. Now, shout out to little brother Daryl, Bears fan all the way. Usually Jacksonville wins in London, so I'm not sure if that's going to change because I think they're probably going to give you the broadcaster jinx, and they're probably going to ruin it. But they definitely play the Bears in London. I'm not starting them. If he was my quarterback, I'm definitely not starting him. I'm starting someone else. Anthony Richardson, I'm definitely not going to start you, Anthony Richardson, but I have no choice in my Goodfellas league because he's the only quarterback that I have, so I'm going to have to just go with it. So that's why I'm probably going to be 0-6 come Tuesday. Uh, Also, Daniel Jones against the Bengals. No, I don't see him. I don't even see him producing like that. Now, running backs that I would sit for week 6. I got Tyler Algier for Atlanta against Carolina. Cam Akers for the Texans against the Patriots. For some reason, I don't know. I think it's going to be more of a pass attack for Houston. So especially with Stephon Diggs playing against the Patriots, his old foe. Yeah, he's probably going to do numbers, so it's probably going to be more of an air attack. Tajay Spears for Tennessee. They're playing against the Colts. I'm not sure if that pass rush is going to be crazy, so they're going to be pretty much blitzing all day. And also Emmanuel Wilson for the Green Bay Packers against the Cardinals. Like I said, it's pretty much more of an air attack. Jordan Love is back. Wideouts I would sit for Week 6. Jalen Polk for New England. Michael Pittman Jr. For the Colts against the Titans, even though I have him in my fantasy lineup. I had no choice but to start him. Christian Kirk for the Jaguars. They're playing against the Bears in London. I don't know. Christian Kirk just hasn't been like productive like that for the past like 3 weeks. Xavier Legette for the Carolina Panthers against the Falcons. I'm not sure he's really going to be getting the ball like that. Tight ends, I'm going to be sitting for Week 6. I'm definitely going to sit Mark Andrews. Like, this has been like the 4th week that you've been like unproductive. Any other time, at any job, you'd have been fired. I got Tyler Conklin for the Jets versus the Bills, not my Bills. For Monday Night Football, I'm not sure what he's going to do. I'm not even sure if Aaron Rodgers is going to look at his direction. Mike Gesicki for the Bengals again at the Giants, because I think it's going to be going to Jamar Chase and T. Higgins pretty much more of the day, and Hunter Henry for New England against the Texans. I'm not sure he's going to see the light of day. But those are my sit-ems. Personal opinion of who I'm going to start and who I would sit. So you never know, because most of the time, a couple weeks ago, I think I went against Tyler Algier and he went bananas. He went bananas against who did they play in Tampa Bay? Yeah, so that's pretty much it for my sit-em for Week 6. So let's get into Week 6. Starting off Week 6, Thursday Night Football, the San Francisco 49ers and Seattle Seahawks played. Great division matchup. 49ers won 36-24. For the 49ers, passing wise, Brock Purdy went 18 for 28, 255 yards and 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. For rushing, Isaac Guerrero had 99 yards, no touchdowns. Receiving, Debo is back. Debo Samuel had three receptions, 102 yards, 1 touchdown. George Kittle had 5 receptions, 58 yards, and 2 touchdowns. And shout out to on the defense, Ronaldo Green for the Niners had 1 interception. For the Seahawks, Geno Smith went 30 for 52. So he threw 52 times. That's like that Aaron Rodgers type territory. 312 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Kenneth Walker the third, 32 yards, 1 touchdown. Receiving guys, Tyler Lockett had 4 receptions, 65 yards, and a touchdown. Now for special teams, shout out to Laviska Chenault Jr., 1 touchdown on the 97-yard kickoff return against the Seahawks. That was definitely was good to do. Starting off for Week 1. Week 6. First game in the morning. Jacksonville Jaguars and Chicago Bears. Like I said, it's a London game. Is over the pond, 9:30 a.m. So definitely get your fantasy lineup situated. Listen, man, the Bears are balling. Shout out to Daryl and Pastor Sean's Bears out there representing Chicago. The Bears are balling. It's definitely starting on their defense. Caleb Williams hasn't thrown an interception in the last 2 games. Just a little fun fact for you. And I expect the same from the Bears, and the Bears are going to get that win. They're probably going to stop that trend of the Jaguars are always winning in London. So I got the Bears winning. Bears 29, Jaguars 17. Shout out. The next game is the Washington Commanders at the Baltimore Ravens. Hey, listen, this is just a battle of the DMV. Detroit, Maryland, Virginia, stand up. This game is going to be, to me, it's kind of like the present versus the future, because you have the present, you got the present in Lamar Jackson, and then you have pretty much the future if everything goes right in Jaden Daniels. So, both teams have a pretty good run attack, but I think the Ravens have that advantage of Derrick Henry. And I don't really, be honest with you, I don't see anybody on Washington really getting in his way. First quarter, second quarter, they're going to be trying to wrap him up and things of that sort. But for the fourth quarter, they're going to be making some really important business decisions and trying to stay out of his way. So the Ravens are going to take one for the DMV and get like the DMV bragging rights. I got the Ravens winning. It's going to be a close one, 28-21. Ravens. Next game up, the Arizona Cardinals and the Green Bay Packers. A lot of people are picking Green Bay, those Packers from Green Bay. But I think Arizona's going to take this one just because I don't think Jordan Love has like full timing back per se. And and that sprain is like it's still, he's still going to be like a little tender. He's still going to be a little tender on it. So the Arizona pass rusher is going to take advantage of that. Kyler Murray's going to do his thing, and he's going to find, he's going to find his receivers. He's going to find the receivers. Hopefully, he gets, Marvin Harrison Jr. Hopefully, he catches him out there. And I think Kyler Murray and them, they're going to get that win in Lambeau. They're going to get that upset, if you want to call it that. But, it's still a win nonetheless. So, therefore, I have the Cardinals winning 23-20. Next game up. This is my first. This is what I call, straight blowouts. This is what I call the Royal Flush. This is my first Royal Flush pick of the day. The Texans are going to have a field day out there. First of all, New England already has bad defense already out there. I don't know what's going on over there just because of the rumblings that are going on in the locker room. So that's still just going to spill out on the field anyway. Listen, man. For those who have Stephon Diggs, C.J. Stroud, Joe Mixon in your fantasy lineup, maybe you have them all in there at the same time. Maybe you have just one in different leagues and stuff like that. Put them in there. They're going to have a field day out there. I see a lot of touchdowns, and I see numbers going up. I have them scoring 30, but I think they might score 30. Let me see, 33, 30. I think they might mess around and score 39 or something like that. Just because it's the Patriots, and Stephon Diggs used to play for the Bills, and he really didn't like the Patriots like that. So I got the Texans scoring at least 30 points, 30-15, 30-15 Texans. Next game up is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the New Orleans Saints. We already talked about how the New Orleans Saints, Dennis Allen is on the hot seat right now, but it looks like the Saints have cooled off, and now they're just the Saints, And since Carr is out, Tampa Bay is going to stack the land against Alvin Kamara. If you got Alvin Kamara in your lineup, he should do numbers, but he's gonna sing for his supper today. He's gonna earn those numbers. Tampa Bay goes to 4-2 with the win. I got the Buccaneers winning 24 and the Saints 14. Now for the game of the day, as in Philadelphia, because they're on the get back. Cleveland Browns, the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm definitely going to go with Philly on this one, just for the main reason that the Birds are just damn near undefeated every time the first game coming out the bye. I'm not saying undefeated for the rest of the season. I'm just saying every time the Philadelphia Eagles come off their bye, they're undefeated in that next game. So week 6, they're going to get the win. And also, I heard A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Lane Johnson. I heard they're going to be, they're going to suit up for this one. Any other time, I would just call the upset. But also, I got to say a shout out to Rodney McLeod from the Browns. I got a chance to interview Rodney McLeod in the summertime. Shout out to Scoopy Radio, Scoopy Selects. And he was a great interview, great guy. Has a lot of things that he's doing off the field, getting ready for his retirement, because this is actually his last year. So congratulations. You're retiring on your, on your own. You're not being kicked out. You're not being forced out because of injuries, things of that sort. You're going by your own terms. So, congratulations. Great career for the great Rodney McLeod from the Browns. Shout out to the DMV. I think they're going to spoil his. They're going to spoil the homecoming, and the Browns QB play is kind of bad anyway. So for right now, I got the Eagles jumping at least 34 on them. I got the Eagles 34 and the Browns 16. Next game up would be the Indianapolis Colts and the Tennessee Titans. This is going to be a low-scoring game unless Anthony Richardson is actually cleared to play. And hopefully, if he is cleared to play, please stay in the pocket. For Tennessee, I don't think Will Levis the rookie, um, has enough, to know how important these division games are. Um, Dr. Kyle's Colts, shout out to Dr. Kyle and the Black Psychologist podcast. But Dr. Kyle's Colts get this the important, definitely division win. And congratulations, and I'm going to give you congratulations in advance. I got you guys winning a hard fought game. I got the Colts winning 20-16. The next game up is the Los Angeles Chargers at the Denver Broncos. For me, the Broncos are pretty darn good. I mean, no disrespect, even though they beat my beloved Jets. I'm not just saying because of that. But if you actually watch the Broncos, they're actually playing pretty good. You know, they're playing pretty good, but I'm not going to put them now. I'm not saying like they're like John Elway good or Peyton Manning good or something like that. I'm not even going to say they're Tim Tebow good yet. Um, but I think I'm gonna put my money on the more seasoned quarterback and Justin Herbert over Bo Nix to get the job done out there. I got the Chargers breaking through in this one. Chargers 27, the mighty Broncos. Next game up is the Pittsburgh Steelers at the Las Vegas Raiders. This is my second Royal Flush of the day, pretty much. Expect the Steelers to win ugly over there in Vegas with the four. They're probably gonna have like 5+ sacks, in that game, and also it's gonna be like low scoring. I got the Steelers scoring like maybe 17 to 20 points, while they grind it out, and the Raiders are probably gonna score 9. They're probably gonna score like 3 field goals and keep it moving. It's gonna be a lot of 3-and-outs, for the Raiders, unless Devontae Adams like suits back up, or Antonio Pierce gets in the game or something like that. So. Steelers 20, Raiders 9. Next game up, the Atlanta Falcons and the Carolina Panthers. This is another. I mean, I would call this a royal flush, but to be honest with you, I mean, Carolina's playing so bad. Like, the only way that Carolina's going to win this game is if like Cam Newton, Steve Smith, Kelvin Benjamin get out there. Maybe Vinny Testaverde will get out there and play, whatever the case may be. That's like the only way they're going to win this game. But still, Atlanta has the better quarterback, and also they have the better playmakers out there too, and Pitts and everybody to get the win in Carolina. So to me, the Falcons get the nod for me. Shout out to Cam Newton, shout out to Steve Smith, Kelvin Benjamin, shout out to all those guys. Those guys were great to watch, like in Carolina. So shout out to them. But yeah, the Falcons get the win. I got them winning 27-14. The next game up is Detroit Lions. I was about to say Detroit basketball, even though Detroit basketball is looking pretty good this year. I've seen a couple preseason games. Just a side note for the Detroit Pistons, they're looking halfway decent. I mean, it still revolves around Kate Cunningham. He just needs some. He just needs more wings. That's all, or not. Detroit Lions are playing against Larry's and Mama Linda's Dallas Cowboys. Shout out to them. Dallas is good on defense, but this offense is a little different that they're playing against in Detroit. I'm not sure if they can keep up with them. To be honest with you, might be able to keep up with them in the first quarter, but then they keep running those cross routes and those dump balls to Laporta. I don't know, that thing can get out of control real quick. And it's like, like I just said before, Dallas' defense is pretty good, very dependable. But this Detroit offense is a totally different animal. Totally different animal that you're trying to bring down this time. And also, too, there's no rain delay. So you're going right out there and playing. So I got the Detroit Lions winning. Detroit Lions winning 31-20. That's my score. Next game up. This is the night game, I believe. The Sunday night game. Cincinnati Bengals and the New York Giants. This will be the first loss in the week for in MetLife. Hopefully there won't be any second losses coming up on Monday. We'll get right into that soon. Another royal flush. I got the Bengals with this one. The G-Men will make it interesting in the first, maybe the second quarter, and then after that, it's just going to get out of control because Joe Burrow and the boys, they're going to come in there and just start throwing the ball. They'll start throwing the ball around. T. Higgins is going to make a couple catches. Then pretty much T. Higgins and Jamar Chase are going to play. Can you top this catch? That's all they're going to do. Jamar Chase is going to catch the ball one-handed. T. Higgins is probably going to catch the ball, one-handed back shoulder catch or something like that, something crazy. And they're going to just keep topping each other. Pause. They're going to keep, trying to outdo each other. Pause again. And score while they're doing it. Basically, I got the Bengals winning 35-21. Get out of that. That's pause happy right there. And the Monday night game to end out Week 6 would be the Buffalo Bills versus my beloved New York Jets. Let me get it ready. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, just getting ready. Yep. Buffalo Bills, New York Jets. Monday Night Football. What you gonna do? What you gonna do?
May I have your attention?
Shout out to Coach Saleh. I hope you're landing somewhere safe. Shout out to the Jets. Most of the time, we usually do good when we have like a change of coaching. So we're gonna get ready for this.
3, 2,
That's right.
1, go.
Well, I'm going to say this: changing the head coach in the middle of any season is it's terrible, nasty work. First of all, I want to thank you, Robert Saleh, for your service. Hopefully, this quote unquote change will have positive results. Jeff Ulbrich, that's his name, Jeff Ulbrich. I said Ulbrich as an actor. Jeff Ulbrich will be the answer to hopefully the Jets' stagnant offense. Is he going to be the answer though? That's my thing. Is he going to be the answer to the Jets' offense? Because that Jets' offense is sputtering right now. Defense is good, but you don't want to keep your defense out there for a long period of time because they're going to get tired. Then that leads to blown coverages, a lot of gaps in the defense. So the runners, the running backs can get through. Is this going to be is this what Aaron Rodgers wants? Is this what he wants, basically? Can he? Because there's no one else that he can blame after, I'm not saying he got rid of the head coach, but I don't think that head coach was right for him per se. So, but we'll see. We're gonna see. We're gonna see on Monday. I got my Jets on I wouldn't even call it an upset because this is actually a very important game. This is a division game. We have to win that. And besides, to be honest with you, man, the Bills ain't all that. I mean, they're good, but they ain't all that. And we can beat them. We beat them before. We can beat them again. So, but that's my that's pretty much it for football. About ready to get out of here. It's been like 45 minutes, almost an hour, so we're about to get out of here. So, but definitely get back to me in regards to the to the better high school classes. Definitely shout out to everybody who tuned in. Shout out to B. Shout out to Darnell and the sorry ass Bears. But thanks for tuning in, my G. It's good seeing you again, man, and whatnot. Shout out to Joshua Loya. Shout out to you, good brother. Shout out for the question for Jaden Daniels question or in Tank Dell. So definitely let you know in your fantasy and whatnot. Also, too, let me know, like you said, I asked a question earlier in the podcast. Who do you think had the best McDonald's All-American roster if you're a fan of high school basketball? Like I said, I think the best class to me would be the 95 class. A lot of people, they differ. They say it's a 96 class. A lot of other people say it's a the 2007 class, which had, O.J. Mayo, James Harden, Beasley, just to name a few. Eric Gordon. Who else? Corey Stokes played for Nova. Blake Griffin, Johnny Flynn, who played for Syracuse. Nolan Smith, son of Derek Smith, who used to play for the Clippers. Patrick Patterson, Jared Bayless, Johnny Flynn, of course, I said before, Kyle Singler, and Cole Aldrich. A lot of people also say the 2004 roster was one of the better classes because they had J.R. Smith, Rudy Gay, Marvin Williams, Rondo Livingston, Sean Livingston, Dwight Howard. So that was the through the fire. That was like the through the fire class. Malik Ariston, who actually played for Oregon, he was actually a great player over there for Oregon. Corey Brewer, Joseph Crawford, DeMarcus Nelson. who played at Duke, LaMarcus Aldridge, Daniel Gibson, Randolph Morris, who played at, if I think he played at Kentucky, if I'm not mistaken, Dante Green. I think Dante Green played at Syracuse. Of course, D Rose, like I said, played at Memphis. OJ Mayo, aka Orange Juice Mayonnaise, who played at USC. James Harden, of course. Now I had to check. I had to check the James Harden one. I didn't. I forgot that James Harden was an All American. Who did he play for? Did he play for Artesia? Did he play for Artesia High School out there in California? Somebody have to get back to me on that one. But you know what? To me, but the class that get honorable mention that don't get a whole lot of love is like the '97 class, which had like T Mac, Baron Davis, Lamar Odom, Mark Karcher, Elton Brand. They had some dogs. They had some straight dogs in that '97 class. Of course, in the 2003 class, you also have like LeBron. Another great player who also played in that McDonald's All American game is also Staff. Mustafa Shakur, French Central, played at Arizona. He was also in that '03 class as well. So, but to me, it's all love over here. But it's always going to be 95 McDonald's All American class for me because they just had just too many, just too talented, too loaded. It was just too many dogs on that team. Not to say there weren't any dogs on that '96 squad because you got Ronnie Fields, you got Ed Cota, Mike Bibby, Shaheed Holloway, Mateen Cleaves, Mike Robinson, Richard Hamilton, Steven Jackson, Tim Thomas, Nate James, Glennon Alexander, high flying Corey Benjamin, who played for Oregon State, Charles Hathaway. I forgot what school Charles Hathaway played for. Was that the same Hathaway that played at Tennessee? Somebody has to get back to me on that. Winfrey Walton, dog, played at Syracuse. Jason Collier, who played at Indiana first, and he played at Georgia Tech. Lauren Woods, who played at Arizona. Vasil Eftimov, North Carolina. Willie Dersh, played at University of Virginia. Jermaine O'Neal just went to the league. Nate James at Duke. It's some dogs, man. I don't know. And of course, we got Kobe. Of course, you got Kobe, who and everything. But yeah, man, that's just my opinion. So just get back to me. Let me know, like, what was your favorite class? It doesn't even have to be like 95, 96, 97, '07, '04, '03. It doesn't have to be that class. It could be like the '08 class. It could be, it could be the '06 class. It could be the 2019 class. Whatever. Let me know. But yeah, before I go, let me just give some quick shout outs to everybody. Definitely want to shout out to the fam, of course. My dad, Kenny Senior, Dr. Kyle, Trentron, and the AKAs over there out there at Penn State. Delta Gamma chapter, stand up. Mama Linda, Paige, aka the Extra P, and of course my fiance LaShawn and all her sorors from Delta Sigma Theta, Delta Tau chapter Incorporated. Shout out to my guys at the run. Like I said, I went 1-4 today. I don't even know how I got that win. I actually missed 9 shots consecutively. Consecutively, 9 shots. Every time that ball went up, it was coming off the rim. Shout out to my In the Basement crew. Shout out to Larry. Shout out to Kyle, Dr. Kyle, Mott, Brother Daryl, the Wolfman, a.k.a. Javelle, SB Talk Sports, Real Takes Over Fake Debates, Get Your Bars Up Media, Best of 7 Podcast, Mike Anderson. Good stuff, man. What you're doing with the T-shirts and in basketball, and the rest of the guys. Also, shout out to my fantasy football crew, Gridiron Gurus, Goodfellas League, and In the Basement, Fantasy Football 24. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I know it was a lot to digest, but yeah, that's pretty much my rundown. For the week and also for the weekend. If I don't get a chance to pod with my partner, co-host partner Larry on In the Basement. But yeah, this is pretty much a rundown for my week for me. What I want you guys to do is stay sharp out there. Please have a happy and safe Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And hopefully I'll get a chance to see you guys on Sunday. If not, I will see you guys at the same time on Friday. This is Casey from In the Basement, and Next Step. So remember, you guys, have a great weekend. Also be safe out there. Love y'all. Peace.